Before we begin today's video, I wanted to take a moment to thank all of my awesome members. Thank you for supporting the future of video and being a part of the Tilt Squad. If you want to learn more on becoming a channel member here on YouTube or over on my Patreon, you can check out the links at the end of the video and in the description box below. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I recently did a poll asking you guys what content you'd like to see next, and malls was the winner. Since we've been taking a look at some malls throughout Indiana recently, I figured we'd head over here to South Bend, Indiana to check out the University Park Mall. Now, the South Bend metro area used to have another mall over in Elkhart, and that was the CONCORD Mall. I was lucky enough to make it over there and document it before it closed. I'll try and leave a link down in the description box below or a card at the end of the video so that you can check it out. Now, the University Park Mall is a mall I have visited before, probably back around 2008 if I remember right, and it was definitely thriving back then, and it still is to this very day, mainly because it's the region's only mall. The next closest mall would be Portage, Michigan near Kalamazoo, or you could travel to Fort Wayne, Indiana, or even Grand Rapids if you're feeling like making the trek. And if you're really craving the big city, well, the CTA, or Chicago Transit Authority, does have a train that makes it all the way out to South Bend, so you can hop on that and go directly to Chicago. This would also be the mall that would fill the role as the third space and hangout location for the world-famous Notre Dame College. So this has been a question that's been on my mind lately, and I've been wondering, do you guys actually enjoy when I go over the mall's history, or would you rather just hear my thoughts and opinions as well as experience when I visited the mall? I'd like to know, so please leave a comment down below. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's dive into the mall's history. The University Park Mall would begin its life when Edward J. DeBartolo would first announce plans for this mall in 1976. He would propose a one-level complex located along Indiana State Road 23 and Grape Road in the city of Mishawaka. Now, I originally said it was in South Bend, mainly because people actually know where South Bend is. They don't usually know where Mishawaka is. And they are basically next door to each other. The location of this mall was mainly chosen for its proximity to the famous University of Notre Dame. Construction would be slated to begin in May of 1976, with plans calling for 4 anchor stores and an estimated building cost of $35 million. Sears would be one of the very first anchor tenants to join the mall, as it would decide to close its downtown South Bend location in favor of the new mall location. The mall would originally contain 964,051 square feet of retail space and have a targeted opening date of 1978. By the beginning of 1977, Ellis Ayres would confirm that they would be the second anchor to join the mall. Negotiations were in the works with other potential anchors such as the Robertsons, a local department store, Carson Pirie Scott, William H. Block Company, and others, but unfortunately those plans would fall through by March of 1978. It would then be announced that JCPenney would be joining the mall along with the Detroit, Michigan-based Hudson's department store, bringing the total anchor tenant count to 4. Sears would be the first tenant to officially open at the mall on March 1st of 1979. It was 196,000 square feet and featured a 17-bay automobile repair shop. The mall would officially hold its grand opening ceremony on March 14th of 1979 with a ribbon-cutting ceremony and nearly 70 of the 100 inline stores opening for business that day, including the Sears, Ellis Ayres, and the JCPenney and Hudson's being slated to open by 1980. The mall would open with a number of fantastic dining options such as a Chick-fil-A, Hot Sam's Pretzels, Orange Julius, Bresler's 33 Flavors, Burger Chef, and Wags. A few of the notable tenants to open with the mall would include an Osco Drug, Brown's Sporting Goods, and a 3-screen movie theater. 3 days prior to the Hudson store opening, the South Bend Symphony would host a preview ceremony for the store. A donation of just $15 or more would allow 500 local residents to tour the store while also being served champagne, hors d'oeuvres, and a fashion show. The mall would continue to prosper throughout the 1980s, spurring many new retail developments around the mall. The first renovation for the mall would come in 1995, costing an estimated $15 million, and as a part of this project, the Ellis Ayres store would be expanded by about 33,000 square feet. The renovation would also include a brand new food court with 10 restaurants to be added near the Sears. The Disney Store, Eddie Bauer, Gymboree, and Aeropostale would also join the mall during this renovation. It was also around this time that the DeBartolo Corporation would merge with Melvin, Simon & Associates to form Simon Property Group. In 1997, the Hudson store would see its name changed to the Marshall Fields Corporation, a Chicago-based department store chain. This was mainly because people were more familiar in the area with Marshall Fields than they were the Hudson's name. Throughout the 90s and headed toward the new millennium, many stores would come and go, but things were still looking great for the mall. 2006 would see a number of stores close at the mall, including KB Toys, Sam Goody, Casual Corner, and the Marshall Fields department store. This was mainly for the fact that the Marshall Fields chain was actually consolidating and being converted over to the Macy's nameplate. It was also at this time that the Ellis Ayres store would come under the ownership of the Federated Department Stores, which is now Macy's, and would consolidate all of its brands to the Macy's name, and they would choose to convert the Ellis Ayres store into the new Macy's here at the mall. Following the closure of the Marshall Fields store in 2006, Simon Property would announce that they had plans to demolish the location in favor of a lifestyle center. By 2008, the former Marshall Fields had been cleared, and construction on the new lifestyle center could begin. They would call it The Village. Among some of the stores that were confirmed to open with this new lifestyle center would include the Barnes & Noble, Five Guys, Ulta Beauty, Bar Louie, Lane Bryant, and Jared. Throughout the mid-2000s and leading up to today, many small renovations have taken place throughout the mall, mainly in the form of tile work and just updating the facade to make it look more modern and up-to-date. And like I've already said before, this mall is located near the University of Notre Dame, and that's why it continues to thrive to this very day. And historically, this mall has always been located in an affluent area where people have disposable income. Now, I can't say that's true anymore because even in affluent areas, the disposable income thing is becoming a thing of the past, and more people are having to tighten their belts and literally just pay bills. And of course, that gets into a whole nother topic on retail where it doesn't really matter where your store or mall is located, you're going to continue to see declining sales. Because unfortunately, all but the ultra-rich 1% here in America are broke. And we all know that a healthy economy cannot exist off of 1% of the population. Now I know when I went over the mall's history, I didn't go over every tiny little detail, so here are a few things that I kind of thought were notable or just interesting, so I wanted to kind of include them. In September of 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, a 23-year-old man was killed in a shooting outside the JCPenney. Then another shooting would occur at the mall in 2022, and a third in May of 2024. Also, in March of 2024, in honor of the mall's 45th anniversary, Mishawaka Mayor Dave Wood and representatives from the Simon Property Group would hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the mall's birthday. And man, now after reading that, now I'm kind of sad because I was definitely filming malls around that time period, and I only live about 4 to 5 hours from there, so I totally could have made it up there and documented that awesome piece of mall history. But unfortunately, I just didn't know that that was even a thing that was going to happen. And sometimes that's just how it is. You just, no matter how much you research all of the things going on in the retail space and, in the theme park space and all the different topics I cover, you can't catch everything.
WNIT is proud to partner with University Park Mall on the new PBS Kids Children's Play Area.
Are we ready? In 3, 2, and 1! Bringing this brand new amazing addition to UP Mall. Give yourself a round of applause. Big shout out to WNIT as well. Absolutely amazing.
Steve Funk, Jamal Henry, and our graphic designer, Ginger Santiago.
Featuring the new 24/7 PBS Kids channel on WNIT, a reading corner, interactive games, and fun. Watch, play, learn.
Now, before we end today's episode, I wanted to share some of this really old footage I found of the University Park Mall from 1984. This is actually at Christmas time, and it's pretty amazing getting to see some of the stores in the background. Shout out to the creator. If you want to check out the full video, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Check out the links that are on screen and in the description box below for more awesome exclusive member content just like this. Make sure to click the video on screen and check out the CONCORD Mall in nearby Mishawaka, Indiana. I think you'll really enjoy it. And I will see you on another episode of Urbex.